Anyway, let's move on to water because, you know, as I was reminded this morning, whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting. And I got to tell you, we've been going over for this last year and a half, over almost 2 years, or has it been? And they've been talking about this water consolidation. And consolidating the water companies of Santa Clarita Water, Newhall Water, Valencia Water, and they were talking about how cost effective it's going to be. This is quotes out of Maria Goodside and Roger DePrimo's SCB Water that they put into the signal. They said, we understand that most companies simply want reliable, cost effective, and safe water delivered to your homes or businesses. Actually, this is what I kept reminding them at every one of the water meetings I went to. Property owners or residents only care about 3 things. When they turn on the tap, will there be enough water? That it tastes good when they make coffee with it, and that their bill doesn't go through the roof. And so all of a sudden they talk like they understand it. So they're saying that when they do all this combining of activities, cost cutting and creating savings, the agency will save millions of dollars over time by creating economy of scale. Now, as a manager of departments, I know what that means. I don't think they do, but it's a nice buzzword to tell you whether or not it's going to happen. Just looking to 2018, Bill Cooper, who's also on the water board, said the SCB Water is now poised to join to bring greater transparency, stronger management, reduced costs. I should have highlighted that. Reduced costs and increased savings to our customers across the valley. So we're gonna start noting whether that in truth is true. And the thing I thought about this was this article was because they started talking about fast-track recycled water. You know, right now the city of Santa Clarita is putting medians down all the middle of streets, and they keep telling us we're water conscientious. We're putting in purple pipe, but which is the pipe used for non-potable recycled water. What they don't say is there's no place to connect them to. So they got the pipes in the ground and they don't do anything. And in fact, when we've offered them water, like the 60,000 gallons a day that gets pumped out from under Shangri-La, or the amount of water that's going to be pumped out in Burmite, they don't want to take it. So this is going to be very interesting. We're going to spend $200 million. Now, I guess I have to kind of balance this. Save money, spend $200,000. What's that going to save? So what happened? In order to do this, they had to pass a law. You remember SB 634 was authored by Wilk, was passed. We had B.J. Atkins and Cooper here. And we said, well, you know, you're going to do all these wonderful things. When you combine, you're going to reduce rates. And they go, no, we're not going to reduce rates. We can't reduce rates. But what we're going to do is we're going to stabilize rates. So as soon as that law passed, what did they do?
Raise the rates.
They increased the Valencia Water Company rates, and they increased the CLWA rates. So what happened to the savings? Anybody know where the savings are? I don't know where the savings are. So now we find out that economy of scale, they're combining the CLWA board with the Newhall board. And the Newhall board was being paid $100 a meeting, but the CLWA board was paying $228.15 a meeting. I think the 15 cents must have had some meaning. So they decided we'll pay them all $228. So here we got economy of scale. We brought everybody together and now we're paying them all the same thing. But we're paying them more. And then they also talked about the fact that they get paid that amount of money for every meeting they go to. Every meeting they go to, whether it's an official meeting or whether it is some special meeting inside, or whether they go to a conference, they get paid that $228. And but they say there's a maximum of 10 meetings a month. So we know costs of meetings are going up. And then they said, well, we're going to get all the employees together now. They're all going to work for the same company. And GLWA gets 12 sick days a year, but Newhall only gets 10. So what we'll do is we'll give the Newhall guys 12 sick days a year. So labor costs are going up. It's kind of hard to say, where's the savings? Now today, we had a very interesting presentation at the Sunrise Rotary. B.J. Atkins came to Sunrise Rotary and talked to us about the Delta Conveyance project. And when we talk about spending money in the wrong place, this is a good example. We were getting our fair share of water down here until, because of an interpretation of the Endangered Species Act, they decided that we had to shut the pumps down because of the Delta smelt, because some of the Delta smelt were being killed. Okay. That says that our allocation of water actually has dropped in half of what we were going to get before. You might have noticed what it's done to the Central Coast. It's decimated the farming in the Central Coast. And now they're talking about the aquifers being overpumped in the Central Coast, and they're collapsing. And then they're talking about the fact that because they're not pumping fresh water as much into the delta, they're getting seawater intrusion, and the seawater intrusion is preventing the salmon from spawning because they can't find the river. So they're trucking salmon up the river to the up the delta to the river. So if we're talking about ecology, this is not really a great plan, because what we've done is we've messed around with something that wasn't quite right in the first place, and we've made it worse. So what do they want to do? This is typical bureaucratic thinking. They could do two things. They could spend $14 billion and put 14-mile tunnels, is it? Underneath the delta, so that they no longer have to pump water through the delta to get it down here. That still won't solve the salmon problem. Or they could turn the pumps back on. Now, BJ was telling us that, you know, who do you think is going to pay this $14 billion? Anybody want to guess? You're going to pay the $14 billion. So we said, what? Don't worry about it. It's only going to be maybe $3 a month on your water bill. So here we talk about saving money. Somewhere this $200 million is going to come from here locally. Somewhere $14 billion is going to come from. And in many cases, it's money that doesn't have to be spent. But they don't worry about it because it's not that, I mean, to me what it says is that when you have a bureaucratic organization, and this doesn't necessarily have to be a government organization, you see this in private companies as well. The organization tends to look after the organization. Not necessarily, you know, there's a lot of places where I saw when I worked in aerospace, I saw departments that were more interested in inflating their department than they were in the company making money. And in government, we see government agencies that just want to make their government agency bigger. It takes people that have the guts to stand up and say, no, that's wrong. So here it is. BJ didn't seem to think anything was wrong with spending the billions of dollars. I talked to him and asked him the question, why don't we just go ahead and see if we can get the regulation turned back on the endangered species list for the Delta smelt? And it's not just here. I've gone down to Consolidated Water in Ventura, okay? And do you know that they have to have fish ladders and special things to keep the steelhead trout from getting into one of their areas where it will die? And because of the Endangered Species Act, steelhead trout isn't indigenous to this area. It was trucked in to create sport fishing in Peru. And all of a sudden, because we created a habitat, and some of them survived, when I was down at Consolidated Water a couple of years ago, they were having to institute another $10 million project to improve their fish ladders because they found one steelhead trout in their pond. Somebody's got to make sense out of what we're doing. And so with this water consolidation, it seems like the only people that are benefiting from it are the 16 board members that sit on the board.